because I don't think that it's going to say it in here, but no. I think it's the other thing that we were about to be reading that was saying something about classes, okay? Because again, it all goes back to classism, not racism, okay? So, Arabi, okay, we already talked about where it is and what it is, okay? All right. Now it says Arabi was established in the 19th century as a suburb of New Orleans. Along the east bank of the Mississippi, Arabi was a part of Orleans. See, we see a lot of this Orleans without the new, okay? Parish, okay? However, a law passed in the 1880s, okay? I think some of those slave laws we were looking at were in the 1880s, 1881 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Stated that slaughterhouses could not be located within the city of New Orleans. So this is their way of getting around things that they probably fooled your ancestors with or someone else with, even their particular most high gods. Okay? Because they were over here finagling around in things that some of these people didn't know what they were doing. Again, so I'm not going to go take it there. I'm just saying what happened, supposedly. Okay? An 1851 map calls the area Jacksonboro, a name believed to be derived from Andrew Jackson. He's one of the people that we focus on when it comes to this biblical text, especially when it comes to um, numbers and census, okay? And the census. You can go back and watch some of my older videos. I've run into some writings of John Adams too. I want to share with you guys that, I mean, I'm just saying, it's just so obvious to me, okay? So, as the community known as Stockyard Landing, okay? So, again, here's another term that's raising my hairs on the back of my neck. A stockyard, okay? Because they didn't only stock, they stocked people, which, or animals, which would be also low key people when you look it up in etymology in these places, in these breeding grounds, especially when it comes to Louisiana and a lot of these other places. And that's why the people have so many different traits in their bloodlines or in their DNA, okay? Because of the many stockyards and slaughterhouses located there. So again, was this yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about. The Arabi census place, the CPD or CDP or whatever. Okay? Let's see. In the rear yard of some, and again, why did this burn down in 2013? I'm just saying. See, there's some shit going on moving around in the backgrounds that you can't see. And that's why they're putting on this circus for you right now all of a sudden. See, you see how everything is discombobulated? You know, the biblical text tell you to look to those high places if you know, again, how to read it. If for signs and wonders and to see the chaos that's embarking in that area. And this is the most chaos that we've seen, not because of Trump. Again, he's been put there to play this part, right? Mm, okay. So anyhow, in the rear yard, some of the houses of old Arabi, okay, these things are from the old world. These buildings, a lot of the stuff, even in Louisiana, all of this stuff is old world stuff that was your ancestors prior to these people coming here. They just took it over. There are remnants of blood traps from the area. Now, I'm wondering what do you mean a blood trap? Certain people or certain stock? So you see, it's in the backyard, in the rear yards. Are we talking about? Because we saw that this was in the ninth ward, okay, near the ninth ward where the flood happened. You see what I'm saying? So are these the neighborhoods, okay, of some of the old houses? See, I knew it was a reason why they was trying to get rid of these people. I knew it was because there is something that's going on in this world right now. Again, you would have to be in tune to feel it. Most of you that's watching this channel, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay. There are remnants of blood traps from the area. What's a trap? Could it be those levees that they broke? I'm just wondering. Hmm. When evacuation for swimming pool was done, residents found dishes from New Orleans hotels, restaurants, whose table scraps were once used to feed the animals. See, you talking about one of those troughs or something? How they show you that they were feeding slaves and things like that. Now, I'm not saying that all of these particular people that we're saying are servants or slaves or whatever, serving a servitude, are the original people. They may have been poor whites as well, so-called whites or whatever as well. Okay. So business interests of the stockyards wanted to be free from control of New Orleans and persuaded the state of Louisiana to transfer dominion of the area to down river from Jackson Barracks. Okay. Oh, so this was a barracks too. Okay. The base was established in 1834. Again, what happened in 1854? Hmm. Okay. Was originally known as the New Orleans Barracks or Bar Racks. Okay. On July 7th, 1866, it was renamed in honor of Andrew Jackson. Okay. All right. 1875. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Let's see. The area was apparently named after the residents of the area who burned the courthouse down in the 1890s. Now, I was just reading something about somebody burning down some courthouses. I don't know if it was Nero. I think somebody just posted it and I glanced at it on Facebook about him dancing. Oh man, when something burned down, when something was burning down. Anyhow, okay, okay. I say these things just to trigger things because if I don't get back to it because I move on or something, it's in this video that you can take your own documentation of these things and do your own research because maybe you're already there. So I randomly say these things, because of that. Okay. So the New Orleans Picayune, I don't know, has discovered that Arabi uh, Pasha, wait a minute, once sold confectionery in that city, but the Picayune has a habit of occasionally discovering things that are not so. Huh. So again, it's so much here, y'all. Also known as Ahmad, whatever his name is, you see him here, was an Egyptian nationalist and an officer of the Egyptian army, the first political and military leader in Egypt to rise from the fellahin. It almost sounds like the Falit. I can't remember their names from India. Oh, I have a book on them. I can't remember right now. Urabi participated in 1879 mutiny that developed into the Urabi revolt against somebody. Okay. So again, we're just going to go ahead and stop right there. Okay. The community felt the revolt he was leading was a kindred spirit to their own revolt from New Orleans. Blah, blah, blah. Again, that's probably yeah. So again, I don't know why this would matter if it's all the way in, Alexandria. We have Alexandria, here in America, somewhere in the South, if not Georgia or something like that. Troy, all of these places, guys, don't get it twisted. There's so much information out there. It is ridiculous. Okay. So again, here's another one, that they turned it into a gambling house. Again, what does that actually mean? Uh, you know, okay, notable people. Okay, I don't know if that's true. But anyhow, so we've seen that, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and look at slaughter, okay? We're going to look at slaughter and we're going to look at stock, I think, here, okay? And chattel. Okay, because again, they were turned to chattel slavery from what we were just talking about earlier. Okay, so slaughter. Okay, 13th century. Okay, killing of a cattle or a sheep for food. Again, for consumption, to take them underneath your dress, like the Empire State. Y'all know what the girl is with the damn crown over there in New York. Okay, Statue of Liberty. Killing of a person. So again, to kill a person. Now these people would have been persons at that time, but once the United States took over, you were not persons anymore. It went to their children. Same thing, 1828 dictionary, the term American. Same thing. Same thing when it comes to the caste system. Same thing. Same thing when it talks about the Bible, killing people off so that other people can have their status or their land. Same thing. So killing doesn't always necessarily mean that someone has been, their life has left their body. There is a legal way of talking about killing and slewing and things like that. It doesn't always mean that you stop breathing and cease to exist. You just cease to exist, excuse me, because they hide you underneath their construct. Okay. Same thing. I showed you that image of that statue of Jesus with a whole city under a dome under his feet, hiding under some cloth under his feet. They put these things out there, really. You just need to know how to look at it and interpret it. Okay. From a Scandinavian slatir or akin. So again, here we go talking about this kin. Akin to. Okay. A butchering, butcher meat. Also, let's not forget about all of the fur trade and how we are adding to the fact that they may have had something to do with your skin, and the fact that a lot of these people from the South were the ones wearing your skin on their chairs. It's said that some of your ancestors' skins are on some of those brown chairs that they have in some of these buildings when it comes to the corporation that is over you and your governing forces in some of their buildings. Okay. This is what it's said to be. We know that your hair, your ancestors' hair, was used to stuff furniture as well. Okay. Butcher meat, to slaughter. A mowing. Again, mowing down. Tilling the earth. See? Subduing, subjugating. Okay. Same thing it's talking about in Genesis. To strike, meaning kill of a large number of persons. So again, when we're looking at that image of that woman and her children, did she sacrifice two of her children so that whatever? Okay. Because maybe you couldn't have, and we'll look back at something like that. How many children could, free women of, well, it's hard to say of color because we might be talking about them other people now. Okay. Could have. Did they have something like how China had going on where you can only have two children and the rest would die? That mean being sold off? Does it mean that they actually were just taking babies off and killing them at a baby slaughterhouse? I mean, or did it mean sending them somewhere else? Trading. Because we know trades are still 40 million, 60 million people or so are still in some type of servitude or slavery today. Killing of a large number of persons in battle. Again, when they take all of these persons, they kill them in battle, they end up being prisoners of war. Is attested from mid 14th century. A stroke. See, strike somebody with a rod, right? See, slaughter, murder, death, animals for slaughter. Again, look at the term animals in this same thing. It will tell you that it's talking about persons as well. Now, we are the ones that are dead by law, so I'm just wondering, this must have been having to happen to you. The other slaves were raised up into the house of God after Abraham Lincoln freed the people. But if you were animals still at that time, you see what I'm saying? Okay. So when they say we all came from Africa in science, but everyday people and so-called white people don't say that as much as they want you to think that. See, there's some truth possibly to that. And that they came from apes and all this other stuff. There may be some truth to that because they would have been calling those people over there that. And again, there's different bodily structures that we have over here, and our physique is different than it was with some of those groups over there. They had what they called long heels. Okay, I don't know. Look at your heels and see if it's long. See, And then in some areas, they were talking about how the arms were a little bit longer and bent, kind of like apes or whatever. And if you look at people and you look at these images, you'll notice when you start looking at these people that people had different physiques. Some people do have that. And then you'll have people that are shorter in stature. Okay. Like I think I'm going to put the picture up in a minute about the Aborigines of the Philippines. They have a strong feature in their face. They have strong features in their face and their body type. Okay. So again, just like a lot of American Aborigine women, we have chubbier cheeks. Okay. Anyway, like a pig for killing. So again, I don't think that that was referring to us. If anybody, that would be referring to the Slavic people or someone else, another group of slaves. So it says slaughter, butcher an animal for a market. What kind of market? Maybe a slave market. Again, because stock was animals and stock was people. From slaughter, meaning slay wantonly, like those wanton eyes we talk about in the Bible, ruthlessly. Hmm. Or in great numbers. So again, all of these people were not killed, they were reclassified as something else. See, they were reclassified. So the murdering was not that much. They wrote it that way, but the terms will tell you that it does not actually mean death. And since we see that these census people were changing the identity of people, that is how they were killing you. So they'll give you an image of some woman with her two dead children, but actually she probably just signed an affidavit, did or she signed something in order to sign over those children or those rights. Okay. Again, and they look like the older children, right? Because again, were those children born out of wedlock? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and look at the video called Wedlock. Is having a child out of wedlock a sin? Because more than likely, we're talking about people that had, and that's why it always focuses on the older children in the Bible, right? Because those are the children that would be connected to that land, and they would be looking like the mother before these people came in and planted their seeds in her womb. And so her younger children would have some type of connection to uh, these slave owners or these. Why are you about that? So yeah, the younger children, okay, would more than likely be already joined to a owner. Where when they came here, the children that were older were hers and under and they were free and they had not been captured or enslaved yet. So she had them out of wedlock, but to continue to do that and not sign your children up with the government would be a sin in this God's eyes. Remember that. Okay. So let's look up chattel really quick. I think that was the one that I wanted to look up. Sorry. They always come in at the last moment and throw me off. And then I have to edit the video. But again, y'all, I don't know if I'm going to be able to edit it out. Okay. So chattel. Okay. So chattel, a property, goods. Was this not what slaves were? So where were they really coming from? Were they coming from South America into, again, we saw that little map here. Were they coming in from Brazil to this port here and then being walked up or taken up to, different places, by land or lead? That's why you see them always walking with something around them for a long time. You see what I'm saying? Or were they changed from who they really were to who they were supposed to be now that they're going to be entering into the Americas here? That would be a perfect place to have it, wouldn't it? Taking these people from here, changing their status, and erasing their name and everything, and then sending them up into the colonies. It's so much deeper than we think. And it's really not. It's just really on the surface. And once you start seeing what terms they use, you'll know the game. That's just it. And once you realize that the Bible is real, that these events really happen, we can get hopefully a large, I was about to say a large group of people to help decipher what's really being said in this book. And it's not, you don't have, it's about the definitions to define what these terms are using your own discernment and other tools. But we are being guided. Don't think that that's not the case. Okay. That's why some of us are being brought together with like-minded people and seeing things, and they're helping you put things together. Again, we all have pieces to the puzzle. The more we wake up, the more puzzle pieces we have, and the more players in order to put this stuff back together. Okay? Goods, wealth, possessions, property, profit, cattle, property. So basically, it's just your property, you know? Let's see if they say it has to do with animals. And it really doesn't say it have to do with animals. We just automatically think that because it's chattel and chattel. Okay. So, which is the Old North French. The Old North French, huh? What North French? The one in that parish? Or the one up a little bit higher up, let's see. I can remember by vision. Let's see. That was up in here somewhere. Okay. I mean, we're just asking. Okay. Application to, oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Stop. Application to slaves from 1640s and later became a rhetorical figure in the writing of abolitionists. And again, what were those abolitionists really doing? See, they was free in one group, but to when you look up abolish, to it really puts a real big silver lining or whatever you call it on it. When you look at that, it makes you question, what the hell was they doing? Was that the complete sealing off of your dead bodies being trapped down in that bottom realm of this system? Okay. So again, here's some other terms right here that are related. A deodan, I thought this was kind of a word with the law. Okay, formerly in English law, a personal. See, would that mean this because it's your offspring or it came from their seed? So it didn't belong to the government. I don't know. Which have been in the immediate cause of death of a person. Okay, again, this is what you're doing when you're calling yourself black. This is just what I feel. Was forfeited to the crown to be sold and the money applied to pious uses. Mm-mm-mm-mm. A thing to be given to God. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Look, know thyself, damn it. Eyes to see, ears to hear. Anything else in my life is dead now. This is me. This is what I do. This is what we do. And y'all know who I'm talking to because you're doing the same damn thing. Okay? So it says God with the lower case. Again, that's what these people are. To shine in derivatives, sky, heaven, God, just means that in a higher place, in heaven, meaning the higher places, the higher realms of this governing force. And these are the gods or governing forces. Just that's what it is. To give, to give. Okay. All right. A slave, a person who is a chattel or a property of another. Okay. Slave. Let's see. Slav, originally Slav. Okay. So used in the secondary sense because so it was used in a secondary sense because of the many Slavs sold into slavery by conquering people. Dumb, foreign. Oh, foreign. Look at that. Word, speech, suggested, identified, dumb, foreign, literally of a different voice. See? And when they're talking about how someone started to speak in tongues or they started to speak differently or something like this. See? Or even now, okay? Even now, when they say that people are gonna be speaking in foreign tongues or they're gonna be speaking about stuff that is not uh, accustomed to what you hear, when people are going to be talking some old crazy stuff to these people that are still sleeping to what's going on. Whatever you're saying is going to sound like nonsense to them when really they're playing dumb because they haven't reached that level of discernment or understanding. Period. Okay. So anyhow, there you go. There you go. Sure. Ear, heard, hear, obey. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Because again, I was looking at this part about no one will buy you. That came up to my mind here. Oh, wait a minute. Did we do that? I had a note here. Sorry. To do something. Um, let's see. Where is it? Oh no. Okay. Maybe it's here. Yeah. All right. So I think I did do it. I'm just trying to make sure I got everything since I ended up making this one a long one. I hope that I, captured your attention, you know, um, in order to share, if with enough information. I hope I just feel like I didn't, waste your time. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so we put partus in just to see what they're talking about when they're talking about partus, whatever that term was. Okay, also antipart, even like antebellum, occurring or existing before birth. See, so this is you. This is talking about you. Hold on, let me get this one because I ain't never really came across this here. And then look at this, even postpartum, like birthing after you give birth. See this shit right here. So anti or anti, like antebellum, okay, or antediluvian, okay. See, for a second they had me fooled, going away from the but no, 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 no. And go, oh yeah, what does that have to do with Suriname, the South America? Okay, occurring or existing before birth. Before the birth of what? The nation? Or before the birthing of their ships to our shores, to our docks? Okay, before birth, before, front, forehead. So again, this is you, the before Genesis. A bearing, don't, bearing, okay, a bringing forth, to bring forth, produce. See, produce, even fruit, very fruitful. And again, that area would have been very fruitful. And it was in the midst of the garden, right between the serpent people to the west and the place where the man was placed in the east of the garden to preside and to keep it. On that white throne that's talked about in the Bible just happened to be a house. Again, I want to thank you guys for listening and take care. Please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe and share if you like the information. Join us in the group, the Facebook group, American Aborigines Unchained. See you guys soon.